We are live.
Live. Oh man, today we are very excited. We're always excited, though, right?
Always.
Everything.
Always excited.
We are excited because of our guest tonight. Now, let me tell you a little background on.
Well, we want to wait for some viewers.
Yeah, we wait. We could wait a little bit.
Okay, so who just came on? Because I saw someone pop in. I know a couple more people are going to be coming on. And if we know one thing about our guests is that they love the musicians that we.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they love them.
I love the musicians too.
Do you remember when we had Slam on and Louise immediately started following him, and then it became like her favorite music?
Daniel started following him.
And so then when I know a couple of his videos came up, because it was a year, and it came up in Facebook memories, and I shared it with Louise and Daniel, and
yeah.
Now they want to see him live, so.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of seeing them live, you know, Milo that's coming on today.
Yes.
When we met him, because we met him together, it was a birthday party for a lady that I call mom.
Yes.
She's not my mom, but she's like my mom. You know, I have always called her mom, and it was a birthday party for her.
Yes.
And when we met him, you know, you sat there very quiet. You will never imagine what a performer he is, the way he was sitting there talking to us.
Interesting.
Yeah, which is, but it's nice. And then when Tamara told me that he was a musician, I said, I want to go and see. You know how we are. We like to see live music.
Of course.
So we wanted to go and see him live, but we couldn't because we had gymnastic meet.
Of course, that's the story of our lives.
And then he came over to where it was closed, and then he played, and we couldn't see him because, again, we had a gymnastic meet. So I think he played at the racetrack too. We couldn't see that time because, again,
I remember you mentioning
we were busy, but I wanted to see him. So then I said, I wonder if he's on YouTube, and then we could check him out there.
Yeah.
And of course, you know what happened when I went on YouTube. I spent nearly the whole day listening to his music. I mean, music, funk music.
Funk.
With my accent, I have to take a little bit of it. You know, I got to really prepare myself to say funk.
Yes.
Because it comes out the wrong way.
That doesn't come off.
Yeah, it
come out really, you know, the greatest.
So,
I'm just trying
and then of course his daughter came in and did some gymnastics with us.
Yeah.
And it was like having a deja vu.
Yeah, I remember you told me that.
I said, "Oh my God, it's like going back in time." I felt younger. I think my hair started to grow. You know, I felt like I was teaching her mom again.
So Mila's wife, Tamara, she was on your first.
She was on the original.
The original
team.
Wow.
And she was one of the most memorable floor performer.
I remember.
Because
you watched you playing her floor routine not too long ago.
Yeah, and she used to beat people with just a layup. So you could imagine her talent. Now, and of course, I got addicted to listening to Milo's music. You know, it's my type of music. Now we had blue, Claire.
We had blues, yes.
We had blue. We had what else?
We had folk.
Yeah, we had folk.
Folk on.
We had jazz.
Joe Maldonado. What was Joe's style?
It's sort of gospel type.
That's right. That's right.
We had Easy James, of course.
Easy James.
And now I start to think, you know, that Milo does it all.
Yeah.
He has all his own type of style where he combines all this music together.
And I love the word that it's called.
I couldn't say. I tried to pronounce. Let me see. Well, let's bring him on, and
let's bring him in.
Then that way he could tell us the correct.
Tamara says thanks, and it's funny because we have comments already. Daniel Miller has already made a comment. He's one of our best viewers that we have, and he already made a comment about Milo's music, so we will bring Milo in right now.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, Milo.
It works. I'm on. I'm glad.
Okay, so you got to come in this way, huh?
Okay. We're just going to adjust here.
Okay. Because, you know,
okay,
you can't see the money shot. Okay.
We're going to do this.
There we go. Okay. Can you see us well?
I can. Can you see me well? Is it?
Oh, yeah. I can see you and hear you.
Perfect.
Okay, great.
Okay. So how you been?
Oh, I've been good. I was just listening to your story, and I wanted to ask you because you coached Tamara, and you were just talking about the deja vu with Sierra. Sierra, say hello. Come say hello.
Hey, Sierra.
To coach people.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing, Sierra? I thought I saw you in the background there.
She's doing great. She just got a new.
I got a puppy.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes, she's very happy. This is Cookie. This is
Cookie.
Hey,
oh my goodness.
Hey, Cookie.
So cute.
Look at that way. So
that's awesome.
So yeah, I was listening to you talking about his deja vu. Has that ever happened to you before, where you had a student and then later you had their children as students?
Oh, let me tell you, I had a gymnastic class where all the parents were my former gymnasts, and it was that class. And then what happened was there was only one person. It was a guy, and I said, I can't believe it. He was the father of one of the kids, and I said, I can't believe it. All the parents here were my gymnasts.
Wow.
I taught them all. And he said, except for you, I said to him, and he said, no, you taught my mother.
Whoa. Really? 3 generations?
Yeah, I said, okay.
Well, so, you're looking good. All I can say is you're looking good.
I tried. Working with kids does keep you young.
Definitely. I can see that.
So you heard everything I was saying about your music. And my best friend that collects guitar said that your music reminded him like you related to Prince.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, high praise and compliments indeed. I'll definitely take that. But
yeah,
that's wow.
Yeah, that's like the ultimate compliment.
That is the ultimate compliment.
But your energy when you're performing, like I wanted to see you live, but your energy when I saw the videos, your energy when you perform, that makes you want to dance.
Yeah,
definitely. That's what I'm always going for is the energy, fitting the energy of the crowd, and then taking that energy and then bouncing it back. So it's definitely a big part of it.
You know how people make when critics write something and they write something and then you go and see the band and say, oh, they were exaggerating. But when I saw what they wrote about you and then I saw the performance, it was exactly what they said.
Yeah, absolutely.
That you, as a frontman, you had such energy moving, and I saw, dancing and said, oh my God, everything they said was exactly correct.
Well, that's nice to hear. I've definitely, one of my biggest influences, I mean, I love Prince, but one of my biggest influences was actually his influence, which was like James Brown and Sly Stone, those cats, and definitely James Brown as far as just putting out, performing, and sweating, make them dance and make them sweat. That was my motto, and so I steal from the best.
That's good. Yeah, they say the best choreographers, that's what they do. They steal from the best.
Got to. We all do. All musicians are thieves, that's all musicians are thieves. We listen and we take and we incorporate and you're supposed to put your own spin on it, your own flip on it, and then it becomes yours, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I love this original style, this word where did this word come from? Razzamofunked.
You got it. Exactly. Razzamofunked. Well, it's a combination of rhythm and blues, jazz, R&B, rap and funk. So I touch on a little bit of everything, and I don't want to put myself in a box. Sometimes I'll write something that's more on a rock tip, heavy on the guitar. And sometimes I'll bring you just straight funk. What's that sound? What's she doing? Oh, the dog. And she's chewing on Sierra's sandal. So sometimes it's more of a jazzy thing because I have horns, and I definitely like to give everybody in the group their moments to shine, So put it all together and you get Razzamofunked.
Put it all together.
Right. Razzamofunked, yeah.
But your bang is so tight.
Well, I'm trying to get right on that level where that James Brown white glove showmanship, tightness, and I have a lot of great players, a lot of great musicians, and they change from time to time. So you might see me one night and there might be this guitar player on, and then the next week you might see a different guitar player, but they're all great musicians. And, we were rehearsing about once a week, really. We didn't need to rehearse that much. I would usually just rehearse before a gig was coming up. So, but the guys basically knew the stuff. So it was just to freshen up. But of course, there's been none of that for a while because I was truthfully rehearsing in my apartment. I have drums. Yes, I have drums, amps. So we could do it, we just don't blast it, and the neighbors are pretty cool. I got guys upstairs and they used to have parties all the time, so they can't complain.
So they're probably dancing to your music.
Maybe, you never know.
So you got started pretty young.
I love the story of how it's pretty funny, the story of how you actually got started.
The drums.
Yeah. 13 years old, you and your buddy were. So tell our viewers about how you got started in music.
Well, I was a mischievous kid. I'm from the Lower East Side of New York, Manhattan, and I was getting into trouble a little bit. And me and my buddies, there was an open U-Haul truck. It had they actually weren't drums, they were practice pads. So it's like a pad, it's not a drum, but there were sticks and there was pads. So we all copped a couple and we brought it home, and my mom was like, where did you get that? Oh, I found it. I was always finding things. And I would find stuff on the street too, people would throw out. So that's how it started. And then for a year, I was pestering my mother, could you get me a drum set? But I was notorious for starting stuff and never finishing. And she just thought this would be another thing that I would start and the drums would sit in the corner collecting dust. So she said, I will get you a drum set on one condition, and that is that you take lessons for a year. And if you take lessons for a year, that shows me that you are dedicated enough to get a set of drums. And I did. I took lessons once a week at the 3rd Street Music School, which is a sort of a famous music school. I think it's like been around 100 years or something. They were originally on 3rd Street. They've been on 11th Street forever, but they kept the name. They moved to 11th Street, but they kept the name. Like they moved in the 70s or something. Yeah. And anyway, it's still called 3rd Street Music School, still there. And I took lessons every week. And then a year later, my mom kept the word. She got me a set of drums, from this kid in my junior high school. They were a sparkle blue drum set. It was called the Dia Deluxe. It wasn't a brand name. It was just like a crappy drum set, which he had shot all up with a BB gun. But they still worked. He didn't shoot the skins, but he shot the drum shells, and I bought the hi-hat separately, which is the hi-hat. And that's how I got into the drums. That's how I got into music, through that mischievous endeavors.
Yeah. I love this part in your bio. It says, I didn't know it at the time, but my juvenile delinquency actually led me to a place where I was to find some direction in my life. And that direction was music. That is such a powerful statement. Yeah,
it's true. And it was the perfect fit, drums, because I think a lot of boys and girls, but at a certain age, you have all this energy. So whether it be the martial arts, or dance, or theater, or some type of artistic thing, or basketball, could be sports. And I did play basketball. I didn't play on a team. I just played street ball, practice pretty much every day, just around the neighborhood. But the drums were perfect because you could get all that energy out, and that angst, and you're mad at the teacher. You can picture the teacher, or you're frustrated with your parents or something, and you just get it all out. The only thing is dealing with the neighbors.
Right.
And truthfully, we had a neighbor that lived above us who was not a fan of my drumming, and she only allotted me an hour a day to play. She said, you can play an hour a day from 4 to 5, I think it was. And if I went past that, she would let her sink overflow in the kitchen.
Wow.
She'd run the water, and it would start raining in the kitchen, and my mother would freak out. Stop this lady, crazy lady.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so I was only allotted 1 hour a day, but then we devised a system where, sometimes she would be out during the day, and she would knock on the pipe, a little tink, 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 let me know that she's going out. And then I would jump on the drums, and then when she came back, she would bang on the pipe. And then I would stop. So sometimes I get 3 or 4 hours a day, sometimes. But I was always there after school between 4 and 5 to get my hour in. That did take a little dedication, because that was the only time I had to play, that I knew I could play. So yeah, it instilled a little discipline, a little bit.
Right.
Absolutely. You knew you had to be ready for when the neighbor said, okay, you can practice.
Yeah.
Exactly. From 4 to 5, that was my time. Then I knew I could practice then. Yeah.
And
otherwise, and if I went over, there was, let's just say there was thunder showers in the forecast in my kitchen.
I love it.
So that's some ghetto. That's some ghetto-ness.
Yeah, for real.
It works though. You stop drumming, you'll stop.
Yeah. It's funny because my gymnast, and Tammy will laugh at this thing probably, Tamara, because we had a window on the bathroom, and our gymnasts were able to stop and stick the dismount, because if they didn't stick it, they'd be out the window. So it was that type of thing, like you got to stop now.
A plate glass window.
Yes. That will instill discipline. Yes.
Yeah, yes.
If anything will instill discipline, that will do it.
Boy, the crazy things you did in the 80s, huh?
Right.
Man.
Yeah, you got
did you
a lot of medals.
Did you place that window strategically so that they would do the routine correctly?
No, that's the only room we had.
Oh, okay.
We didn't have that much room, but it taught us a lot of things. We used to fake a lot of things. We didn't have a ball, so we draped a mat. She'll tell you about it. So you started out as a drummer, but then you went to rapping.
Yep. I was playing in this band. They had a gig every Friday and Saturday night on 13th Street and 2nd Avenue. It was a place called the Nightingales. It was a small little dump of a place, but it had a good scene going on. And this band was the name of the band was Joey Miserable and the Worms. Yes, a very original name, and they were great. They were a great band. Joey Miserable was kind of looked like a punk rock guy, but he was a guitar player and he could play anything. He could play anything. He still performs, but he as his name Simon and Simon and the Bar Sinister. Let me give him a shout out. Yeah, and the band was kind of an R&B band that we played like jump blues, like old jump blues, like groups from like the Triniers and Joe Turner and they also did original songs, funky songs, rock songs. It was a real mishmash. And I was doing gigs with this band every weekend at this little place on 13th Street. And I had written a rap song called Buddy Bug, which was an anti-drug song. And I wrote the bass line and I wrote the lyrics, and that's all I really had at that point. But the guitar player of the band, there was two guitar players, liked to play bass sometimes. So, and the bass player in that band liked to play drums sometimes. So the bass player would jump on the drums, which was my gig. I was the drummer, and I would come out front. The first guitar player would jump on the bass, and we still had another guitar player, and I would come out, and that's what actually gave me the taste of the spotlight, you know, the front man. Yeah. And it was I got another love. I was like, hey, this is fun. And you know what? Maybe if I do this, I don't have to lug around those drums everywhere.
Smart man. Yeah. Smart.
Yes, because the drummer's always the first to come and the last to leave, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's how I started it. That's how I started getting my own thing together, you know. Yeah.
So basically, like giving new name to musical chairs. So you guys just kind of
Yeah, absolutely. And the audience really dug that stuff because if you don't know what's going on, you're like, wait, what's going on? And I've actually incorporated that into my group a bit. Sometimes, like, because I'll still want to jump on the drums. I think we did it. We did it. I was in Greece in February, just before everything shut down, and I think I jumped on the drums. Oh, and I had timbales on the stage. I jumped on the drums. The keyboard player jumped on the timbales. Ryan Slatko, let me give him a shout out. Great keyboard player. He jumped on the timbales, and the drummer, Peter Tronmuller, great drummer, jumped on the keyboards. So I kind of, now that I'm thinking about it, the Worms did it with me, and I switched, and I'm doing it with. I did it with my band sometimes. So it's cool because the audience is just like, wait a minute, what's happening here? And it's a nice little change, you know.
We should do that. Like next time when we go somewhere, you should sing, and then I'll play guitar.
No, my singing days are over, but the music that you play fits your voice so perfectly. How did you go? How long did you rap?
I rapped in the beginning because I couldn't sing. Okay. To be blunt, and I just I like hip hop. You know, when it first came out, you know, Rapper's Delight, and then the song "The Message." You know, that was really hit it for me because it was the first rap song that had a message. It wasn't just about partying. You know, it was. You remember that one? Don't push me because I'm going to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. You know.
Right. I remember that.
So the Buddy Bug was like that. That was another message song. That rap song, that first rap song. And then I wrote another song called Taxi Cab Driver because before I became a working musician, I was a bicycle messenger.
Right.
And I was zipping around New York, and I would always sometimes get into arguments with cab drivers because you know how they drive.
Oh yeah.
So
I thought that was in my house for a second. I'm like, wait, we don't.
Oh yeah, no, that was Cookie. So I wrote a rap song. called Taxi Cab Driver, which I actually didn't record back then, but that song is very old. And I just recorded it a couple of years ago and put it out as a single. And I was just like, wow, I came across it and I was like, it kind of actually has like sort of that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air vibe. If you listen to it, you'll be like, oh, was he listening to watching a lot of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, maybe, you know. I don't know.
It's a catchy tune.
Yeah. The head of the tune starts, it goes, taxi cab driver, do you think I care? What is it? Taxi cab driver, do you think I care? If you run, do you really? Oh, I can't even remember. Wait a minute. Let me get this right.
Long time ago, he said.
Oh, taxi cab driver, do you even care if you run over your mother on your very next fare? When I step off the curb, you run over my feet. You honk your horn late at night while I'm trying to sleep.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because we have several comments already, but someone had asked as soon as my husband said, you know, that you were a rapper. They were like, "Oh, can he do a rap?" And we didn't even have to ask you. So you mentioned Greece, and a little bit of that is in your bio. So tell us about that experience, just playing.
I've been going to Greece for about, I think the first time I went over there was maybe '99.
Wow.
So a long time now, 20 years. Yeah. Just some promoter saw me in a club in New York and loved the band. And I think he took my CD at the time over and he brought it to this club called the Half Note, which is kind of a famous venue in Athens, Greece. It's kind of like a Blue Note. So jazz. It's primarily a jazz club, but they liked what they heard and they brought me over there, and the scene just kind of grew. People seem to really love the Greek people. Seem to really love funk soul music, you know, and they just really responded to it. So pretty much I was going over there pretty much every year for a while. Yeah. And like I said, we were just over there in February, and we had a few shows and it was great. I hadn't been there in a couple of years before that, and I hadn't been at this particular venue in a while. I started playing other venues. So, and the club was having their 30th anniversary or 40th, maybe the 40th anniversary of the club. So Cookie, hey, Cookie's jealous, wants to be on camera or something.
Yes.
And so it was a thrill to be over there and play their anniversary year. And that was actually pretty much my last shows. I came back. I was at the end of February, and I did one more show in Manhattan, and then I did one in Jersey, and then everything shut down.
That was it. Yeah.
That was it. All of my shows that I had booked got canceled, but you know that's where we're at. That's where we've been at. You know, I'm not alone in this boat. You know, pretty much entertainment. You know.
Did you find yourself feeling inspired to write during the shutdown? I know you came out with a new song that.
A couple of new songs.
Yeah. So you found yourself inspired to write during the shutdown?
Yeah, you know, you gotta keep creative. You know, find some way to be creative. I was doing things like posting little videos on YouTube of like singing old songs that I hadn't sung in a while, or themes from the TV shows that I like. Like I love the theme song to The Wire, so I did my own little rendition of that and put it on YouTube. And then I just started thinking about everything that's going on, and with the shutdown, and I wrote this song called "Calling Out," which is basically about just everything that was happening with the shutdown in New York, and looking out the window on a Saturday night and it's dead quiet, you know. Serious. And yeah, I'm getting ready to put it out. It's got a great uplifting, positive chorus. And actually, another musician friend of mine, Harvey Morris, big shout out to Harvey. He liked the song too much. I actually put it on, I think I put it on YouTube or on Facebook, just me singing with my keyboard. That's what I would do. I would program stuff on my keyboard, have the beat to the keyboard, and I would just sing along, sing the lyrics over the music I programmed in. And he loved it. He loved it so much that he did his own thing on top of it and sort of put a preacher voice on it and sent it back to me. And he said, man, I was just inspired by the song. So I said, man, I love what you did. What you did was awesome. So this is kind of going to be a collaboration. So big ups Harvey Morris. He's going to be on. He's the other voice on the track. Pete, I sent it to you. I don't know if you had a chance.
Right.
To
No, that's the one you sent to me.
night, or?
Yeah,
I sent it last night. Yeah.
But I had already made the promo, so I didn't put on the promo. But
that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So I'm excited about putting this one out, and we're going to do a video for it, and you know, I shot around Manhattan a lot with the empty streets, and then you know, we got hit with another thing. You know, we got hit with you know, more police brutality and protests and stuff. So some of that is in the video, is going to be in the video as well. You know, because it's just a very interesting time. It's a very tumultuous time, and you know, New York has been through, America's been through a lot. The world has been through a lot. New York has definitely been through a lot, but New York is doing very good right now. And knock on wood, you know, we keep it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you just knock on your head when you knocked on wood?
Yes.
I love that song. I love this song, Knock on Wood.
Yep.
You also, some of your songs have featured in movies and film.
Say it again.
And
he's asking about your original songs that were featured in films and television.
Oh yeah, I've had a few songs in TV shows. Baywatch in particular. That's a pretty big show. They used a song of mine, Dog. And I think that same song was in a movie called See Spot Run. Mm-hmm. And then I've had a few songs in some John Gallagher productions. John Gallagher is a great director, producer, filmmaker. New York, big up to John Gallagher and Sylvia Kaminer, who collaborates with him. And they've used my material in a few of their projects. The latest one was called Sarah Q, which I believe is going to be out pretty soon on I can't remember what network or what he told me it was, but I had a couple songs in that. Mm-hmm. And yeah, and another song in a song called Food, which is in a movie called The Deli, which is another John Gallagher production he directed. It's a great cult comedy with a lot of like stars from The Sopranos. Mike Starr is the star in it, the actor Mike Starr, and it had a bunch of people. I think Ice-T was in it, Iman.
Oh wow!
Was in it. A lot of cameos. It's called The Deli. It's a funny film if you get a chance to check it out. And the latest is Sarah Q, and that's another good movie that just did. I went to the premiere, but I didn't. Not sure what Random House. I'm not sure what media it's coming out on. Yeah,
we'll check
that's
it out.
great when that happens. That's just great to have. You know.
You said Sarah Q was the most recent.
Yes, Sarah Q.
Sarah. Mm-hmm. What was the one before that?
The one before that.
You were talking about, it was Ice. Iman was in it, and
that was The Deli. That was called The Deli. And they used my song "Food." My love is food. Yeah. But yeah, my love is food, baby. So without it, you'd be starving. You know?
Hey,
that's the gist, you know.
Very nice. Yeah, we just want to make sure when we post that we share it because there are
Sure.
people. A lot of people are Netflix and chilling right now, so
Uh-huh.
or Hulu or whatever. So
Yeah, The Deli was a great movie, really funny.
okay.
Yeah, we're going to check that out. Going to
Oh,
read some of the comments.
yeah, I was going to, but
It froze.
it didn't freeze. I just lost some of them because I guess it kept scrolling up. But Daniel Miller had said he had already been listening to as soon as Pedro posted your promo. Our buddy Daniel Miller is like Googling. He's looking songs up. He's listening. He's downloading.
Yeah. He's all the way in Canada.
Yes.
Yeah, so we can't see what he said, right?
Well, Daniel Miller, he made another comment. He said, Rory is new to me, so this is a discovery. I'm starting with live and bumping.
Live and Bumping. Yeah, that was an album, a CD that I recorded at this club that is closed years now called Tramps, which was on 21st Street, or I think it's 6th Avenue, near the Limelight. And that's where that album was recorded, Live and Bumping. That was fun because it was it was live, and it that it had the audience, that feedback that we were talking about with the audience energy. Yep, Live and Bumping.
That was good. I was listening to that last night.
Right. You used the song called "Start All Over When the Morning Comes" from Live and Bumping. That's for the promo.
Right.
Oh, nice. Okay. Cool. Yeah. We always try to put like as much as the artist into when we select even the music, even if the person's not a musician, but whatever the feel of the music is, we try to sort of match that with the artist. And you wrote the song yourself, so what better choice could we choose from?
Yeah, I write. When I do my shows, it's probably 75 to 80% of my original music, and then I'll throw in some cover songs, as well. Some Bill Withers or Stevie Wonder, something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bill Withers.
Huge Bill Withers fans in this house.
Oh yeah, I did a couple of recordings of Bill's songs. I did Who Is He? Who Is He? And I also did Use Me.
Yes.
That was, and those were both on a CD I put out called Throwback.
Throwback.
Yeah.
Throwback. Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel Miller says Tramps got it.
Yep, Tramps. That's it.
Yeah, that was a good.
You listened to it already? Wow.
I think Daniel has played all of his.
I think Daniel was up at 1 o'clock this morning when I was putting your promo together.
Yeah.
And then I saw Tamara tagged me on a post from a long time ago and said, "Take a listen to this song." Because the message, and that's what I like about your music. You always have a message.
Yep.
So and I saw Daniel Miller actually click like on that, and I said, "Wait, wasn't that like a year ago?" So yeah, he researches everything. I like that about him.
Yeah, we really appreciate our viewers coming on and supporting, our guests that come on because, this is a good time for new people or our guests to reach new fans and things like that.
Absolutely. Great time for networking and connecting and even connecting with people you haven't connected with in a while,
Right.
Agreed.
Like friends you haven't talked to in a while, you had the time, things are slowed down, shutting down. But back to what you were saying about a message, lately, the last 3 songs I've written have all had messages. I feel like it's really
important,
interesting and important things going on. Like the last, and like this new song, Calling Out, which I'll probably put it out, I think, right after the election. I think after the election is coming out, because it's a song of hope and change, and I think anyway. So, but songs like other songs I put out a song called Trick, which was straight to the point. You know, it was an anti-Trump song. So, you know, whatever way you feel about it, that's the way I feel about it. And then the song before I put out was a song called Rubber Bands, which was a song about school shootings.
Oh, okay.
So lately, everything I've been putting out has been about what's going on right now, what's going on, you know, and a lot of times that's what artists do. You know, their art is a reflection of the time. So that's what I've been feeling like. There's other songs I want to put out. Like there's an R&B song. It's an old song. It's called Show Ya, which is real soulful. And I sang. I did one of those videos where I sang with my keyboard and I filmed myself. And I put it on YouTube. And it, you know, it's you know, a soulful show ya, you know, like I miss you type of babies. I miss you, baby type of song. But you know what I've been putting out lately is songs that I feel need to be out there. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love. I want to read this section here in your bio. And you mentioned this a little bit in the beginning. It says, Milo Z prides himself on his live show, whether playing in a small club, a large amphitheater, or a corporate private event. It's my goal to get everyone up on their feet and dancing and feeling like they got lost for a while. Then I know I've done my job.
Absolutely. That's exactly right. So like I just said, I put out stuff that I'm feeling what's going on in the world today. But when it comes to the live show and the performance, I'm not there to preach. I am a little political in some of my songs, but I am there to make people feel good, and I'm there to make people forget their troubles a little bit. You know, to have a good time. There's nothing like dancing and sweating. Let your troubles, you know, go. You know, and that's definitely my goal, and that's why I don't write a set list. I never write a song order for my audience. Like I never come out, okay, here's the 12 songs I'm going to play in this order. I maybe have something in mind for the first song or two, but then I read the audience. I see what's happening. Are they dancing yet? Or maybe they're still sitting. Maybe they're eating. Maybe they're still drinking. Or maybe they're not ready to get so crazy. So I judge the crowd, but I always build it up to that frenzy, you know, where everybody's happy and sweating, and do that call and response where I say, you know, that old Cab Calloway stuff, you know, I sing something and you sing it back.
Yes.
Yeah. No, and that's, I mean, it's just the greatest feeling in the world. There's no feeling that's better than that, you know, or very few other things. Let's put it that way. And yeah, it's been a little tough, you know, during the shutdown, not getting that as a musician, as a performer. You know, you miss that. You miss that. You just miss it, you know. And so lately, actually, we just did something that I haven't done in years. I used to do this when I was a drummer, when I was first starting out, which was playing in the street, like busking. And me and couple of the guys, bass player, Jocko, big up Jocko, Wes, big up Wes, and who else? Oh, Emilio, big up Emilio. We guitar. We got guitar, bass, and horn, and I played this box called the cajon.
See.
And I got a microphone. you know this instrument?
I say you got me speaking Spanish over here.
As soon as you said that,
you know this instrument. Yes. So we just went to the park. We went to the park, and I had a microphone, and I sang a little bit, and I played the cajon, and we got a little funky, a little jazzy, and the people just sitting out on the lawn sunbathing, and they loved it.
That is so dope.
It was great. It was so good for us, and we put the bucket out. The guys made a little bit of money. And it was a really nice afternoon. And because we did this, I actually put a little video of it on Facebook of one of the songs, My Love is Food, the same song that was in the movie The Deli. And this nice lady got in contact with me through Facebook. Facebook is wonderful that way. Who had seen me in Boston and had seen me in Vermont when I used to play at the ski resorts and stuff. And she has a venue which she wanted to have the band. So actually, my first official real gig is this Saturday, September 12th, in Chester, Vermont,
Nice.
at the Country Girl Diner. And it's outside in the parking lot, socially distanced, and it's gonna be a great, great evening. And this all happened because we went out in the park and just said, you know what, guys, we gotta make some music.
Mm-hmm.
And because we put that, isn't that funny how that happened? And so
Yeah.
it's
Give us the name of the diner one more time.
it's called the Country Girl Diner, and it's in Chester, Vermont. And we start at 7 p.m. and 6 p.m. Get there 6. You can get, it's dinner and music, dinner and a show. If you want the dinner, then dinner starts at 6. We start at 7. You can come for just the show, or you can come for both. It's different price for both, you know.
Mm-hmm.
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 So, but it's going to be a blast, and yeah, really looking forward to it.
That is so funny because that's always like our last question is, what do you have coming up?
Oh, sorry, I spoiled that for you.
Because you were talking about how you were inspired to just go out onto the street,
Yeah,
and then that sort of led into it. So that's perfectly fine.
and we're gonna do more of that because it just felt good, you know. There was a couple guys from the Parks Department that did come over and say, you know, because there was other bands that play in this area. It was in Madison Park. There was other bands that played there too, but we had amplification. We had a bass amp, and I could also sing with my microphone through this bass amp. And he came and he showed me. He said, "You're not allowed to have amplification," which is a technicality because actually some of these other bands with a bunch of horns were much louder than us. And there was a guy with anyway, there was other performers that were actually louder than us, but it was this technicality of the. But anyway, I talked with him. I said, well, hey, man, you know, these are crazy times and people need to hear music and we're not hurting anybody and nobody's complaining. And he let us play. He let us play. But he was like, but I don't know if we can do that spot again in the future. Right. But I've been to Washington Square Park and I see all these different bands playing. I see DJs. I see big amplification with keyboards and nobody's stopping them. Mm-hmm. So, you know, right now, you know, there's a lot of protests going on and they have amplification. So, you know, that's their First Amendment right. It's freedom of speech, freedom of expression. So I'm hoping we're going to be doing more of that. And hopefully it'll, you know, we can. Yeah.
They were like that your upstairs neighbor knocking on the pipe.
Right, right. It's bringing back those days. Right, right.
They were trying to rain on your parade.
I know, literally. Right, right.
Literally. Okay, well, we thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's been a pleasure. It's great to see you guys again, even virtually.
Is Tamara around?
No, but you want to say bye to Sierra?
Had a request to see the dog.
Oh, there you go.
Someone wants to see the dog again.
Oh, okay. Someone wants to see the dog again. Of course. The dog's going to steal the show for sure. That's Cookie.
Say hi.
Hey,
Cookie.
Hey, Cookie.
Yeah, I'm having deja vu again.
Yeah, did you have a dog like that?
No, I had a dog named Kato.
Kato.
Yeah,
I like it.
Martial art.
Yeah.
You know? It was Kato, and then I don't know what happened to him. He disappeared.
You know, that's funny that you mentioned Kato because that's from the Green Hornet.
Yeah.
And just recently, Sierra, I turned her on to the original Batman TV show, the one from the 60s, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And so she loves that show. But there is one episode where Batman and Robin are climbing up the wall. You know how they do on the rope?
Right.
They climb up the wall and they pass the Green Hornet and Kato. and that's Bruce Lee was Kato.
That's
Right.
what we do.
Right, and he's in the Batman. You haven't seen that episode, but he's in a Batman episode.
Right. I think I have that.
Where are you
Yeah.
watching?
No, I think I have the DVD. So.
Oh,
Where are you guys watching that? On DVD or is it streaming?
It was streaming. Yeah, it was. I don't know if it was Netflix or something. But anyway, she was binge watching.
All right.
Okay.
So let me read this last line because I think this will summarize it to the T. It says, next time you visit a Milo Z show, prepare to be Razzamofunked.
That sounds right. That's right.
I love
Right.
it.
That's right. You want to mention some of the people you play? Okay.
Well, you guys, we thank you once again for joining us tonight live on Tweed Talks. We hope to see you soon, and maybe you'll come up here and play.
Yes, that would be great. That would be
All
great.
right.
Enjoyed it. You guys
Thank you,
take care.
Have a good night. Bye, Sierra.
Bye. Have a good
Bye.
night.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Yeah, it was adorbs.
Wow.
Adorbs.
You know, for the audience that we have, we're still working with this format, and we're going to try to figure out how to play people's music when they come on. Yeah,
Wow.
because that would have been nice. He actually sent me the a song that haven't been released yet, but I didn't get to use it on the promo. Maybe I do another promo afterwards and put that song on.
Oh, that would be great.
Okay.
Actually, we could do that and then share, this information because I mean, if we have people watching in Canada, we have to have people watching in Vermont.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
Yes, in Vermont.
And also, Vermont
You know-
is not that far. Well, I don't know how far this part of Vermont, Chester, Vermont, is really not that far from Albany.
Plus, we have friends over there. I have friends that are on my Facebook, coaches and gymnasts and things like that. Make sure you check it out. And also check out some of the videos that I lifted from.
That he lifted.
I lifted because I read that on there from
That
YouTube.
was pretty funny.
And I tell you, once you start watching, you're going to be addicted. I just put it on YouTube and just kept watching and
Like,
watching and
get
watching.
up and dance, and
Right.
it's like nonstop.
Right. And the way that we work out, do a few push-ups to those things.
Exactly. We can play
Okay.
that in the gym for conditioning.
Mhm.
Plug that into the amp. To the amplification.
It was good to see Sierra. She's such a sweet kid.
Yeah. And it's funny, because this will be the first summer in 3 years that she didn't
come up.
She didn't
Yes.
come up, and we
Yeah.
brought her up to the girls. We're like, remember Sierra? And because she looked like one of the other kids. We're like,
Right,
don't you remember? Because they had the same kind of name. They're like, oh yeah, Sierra, where is she? So.
Well,
Yeah.
she's a girl after my own heart. Doing martial art and gymnastics.
And gymnastics, yes.
That was me growing up.
So Steve, hi Steve. Hi Daniel. Pow, zap, holy cow, Batman. I love it.
Who was that? Daniel? Okay.
Steve said that. How can I hear his music? So Steve, we're gonna post all his information because he has several YouTube links. If you go on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to his channel as well. Pete is actually gonna make another promo.
After. Yeah.
After, yeah.
And I'm going to put the new song that he graciously shared with me.
Mhm.
And this haven't been released yet, but we listened to it last night.
Last night, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, this morning I'm thinking
But
about
Steve, if you go to YouTube, it's Milo Z, just the letter Z, on YouTube, and you can hear
His
all
music,
the stuff that he has posted.
Yeah, a
on
lot of
YouTube,
the stuff. Yeah.
Daryl says, "What a great session! Makes me want to go to Chester, Vermont for the show. Shame on me for thinking about Kato Kalin when you mentioned your dog.
No.
Kalin, oh my gosh.
My dog used to do tricks. He did bad talk and things like that.
Yes, Daniel. Milo Z on YouTube. So
Daryl said that?
Daryl Brackett said, yeah, Kato Kalin. No documentaries.
Nope.
Daryl. And Daniel Miller obviously posted about Milo. He's Milo Z on YouTube. So that's great. So with that being said, guys, guess what? We're going to announce our guest for Friday.
Friday.
It's Tuesday already.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
we
Tuesday.
lost today. We lost today because yesterday we didn't go live because we were. What did we do yesterday?
We cooked and we ate.
What did we?
Actually, we ate and we cooked.
We ate.
I-
We
I-
actually ate it. We ate out last night.
Right.
We ate out,
Right. Yeah, we had some Chinese food last night.
and then we went
I
to
didn't feel like
ShopRite at
cooking.
like 9:45 to get ice cream.
Ice cream because our girl was,
Because-
you know.
That's what you do.
Well, yeah, we have. We trying to keep. What's that?
Steven Weisberg.
Oh, I can't see this. Steven. How could you hear his music?
No, the last one.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to read that, Steve, but probably. You're right about that. And so we were talking about
Our guests for Friday.
our guests for Friday.
Mhm.
We try to have a different variety,
Yes.
you know, and we been watching this lady, and you know, we're curious about what people do during the quarantine.
Yeah.
And we were watching this lady, it's a friend, and you know, and she's been painting
Yes.
during the quarantine.
She said she painted
60?
65 photos over the entire quarantine, and she has them just around her house and stuff like that. She paints, you know, because it's therapeutic and things like that.
Yeah, and she's painting live while
Yes.
she has the camera on, and she goes on
Mhm.
live and she starts painting. Actually, we have one of her painting that we're going to
Yes.
show
We will
on,
show it tomorrow.
right? And there's a couple of little things that we're going to find out that some people don't know that I discovered while talking to her
Mhm.
on Facebook,
Mhm.
and we'll bring it up then.
Yes.
You know,
Sounds good.
because a lot of people didn't know this about her, but they'll find out then.
Yeah. So do we want to just go ahead and announce her? Because
Yeah, her name's
okay.
Asina.
So Friday, 8:00, Hasina Brody will be on. She is, I would say she's I would call her professional. Her work is professional
Mhm.
quality. I'll say
Yes.
that.
Yes.
But like I said, she paints because, she was inspired to paint over the quarantine, and she's been doing for years. And she made some beautiful, beautiful pieces,
Mhm.
and we have one of them. We are so excited to show it.
And then next week, I don't know exactly the day, but we're having I think it's Argentina.
Oh, okay.
They call him the Van Damme.
The Argentinian Van
Van
Damme.
Damme.
Mm-hmm.
We show.
Yeah.
We'll show. Anyway, he's
He's
a
gonna hop on.
filmmaker, and we're gonna have him on. We met him. It's a lot of fun. You get to see.
Jean Chardavois, bonsoir, bonsoir.
Bonsoir. Where did you see him?
He came in. He's
Oh,
watching.
hi. Okay.
I feel like there was one more thing that I wanted to say, and I don't remember. Oh, Helen, if you're still watching, I hope you're feeling better. I saw your Facebook post. I know you just had some sort of procedure on your knee, maybe?
And somehow we're gonna
So-
figure this out, bringing the comments over there.
So, yes,
Try it
so
out.
we wish you the best. Get well soon, Helen. Thank you guys for joining us live on Tweed Talks. We will see you Friday, same
And as
time,
always-
same channel.
As always, love, peace, and harmony.
Harmony.
Thank you very much. We'll
Have a good
see
night.
you Friday.